Okay, so good evening, everyone. How excited am I to be on this call? It is the 15th of July. I have no idea where the month has gone. And I'm so excited to be back and hosting this incredible call with RVP Ben Sanjurgo. Am I saying that right? Yes. Everyone laughs at me because I pronounce names completely wrong. And I first really heard Ben, twice at Area Manager Retreat and then also at the recent Coventry Roadshow. And I know you went on to do the others. And honestly, I wrote your name down because you blew me away. You blew the whole room away with your training. And I just wanted everyone to hear it. It was so matter of fact. It was so informative. It was that belief, everything. It excited me, even regardless of whatever level we're at. So I know that you're going to absolutely blow everyone today. So I'm just going to read a small bio out for Ben. So Ben runs two of the successful online businesses, which he built from scratch alongside Arbonne, and was totally blown away by the potential that Arbonne offers. He jumped in to join this with his wife, Mary, to form a partnership in the third week of her business. He loves working alongside his wife, building their dream life together. Arbonne is absolutely his primary focus, and he is hell-bent on taking their team to National Vice President this year and being the evidence that no matter what your background is, anyone can make this business work. And I'm just going to add that Ben and his wife, Mary, are literally like main stage AAC speakers. They're just like Coventry Roadshow, main stage speakers. It's absolutely phenomenal. So we are so lucky to have them, have Ben, talking for us. So we are just literally so grateful for this. So thank you so much, Ben. And over to you if you want to unmute yourself and take it away.
Amazing. Thank you so much. What an introduction. I've got a lot to live up to. But no, it's an absolute pleasure for me to be here with you guys this evening, for me to share a few insights in my journey, my story, and what I really believe it takes to make this business work. So I'm going to start by just sharing a little insight into my journey and why I decided to jump into Arbonne first, and then we're going to get into some really amazing stuff. So I've always wanted to be my own boss. Any of you guys feel the same way? I knew it was going to be my life path, to do my own thing, be my own boss. So I set my first business up at 21 years old. I then went on to grow two successful businesses, and I wound up in a bit of an ironic place. I was working more hours than if I'd gone and done a 9 to 5. And it really came to a point in my life where I was thinking, I'm not living the dream here. Something needed to change. I didn't know what, and then Arbonne just came up. And my initial thoughts were, well, I'm really not into skincare. I've never worn cosmetics. And I'm not really that passionate about nutrition. So why is this going to be something that I would want to look into? But I always think it's great to keep an open mind, right, guys? So kept an open mind. And the more and more I looked into this, the more and more it just made perfect sense. And more than anything, I love that I could build this from my phone. I could take it anywhere in the world. I loved I could start part-time. I loved that I could start with no experience because I was going to get to plug into trainings and free mentorship. And I love the community. Like, this was one of the biggest things. I loved being part of an amazing community of like-minded people who all want the best out of life, right? We're going for it. So I got started in Arbonne, and I totally sucked. Oh God, you guys, this is one of the, by the end of this call, you're going to be like, right, if this guy can do it, I totally got this. Because I'm going to explain a little bit more about my journey as we go through. But yeah, it was not a pretty sight. And guys, if I'd written a list down of all the reasons why I was going to make this business work, it was a really, really short list. I started with very few people to speak to about this business. I started with like very low social skills because of my other businesses and the situation I put myself into with them. I started in a business that's mostly females, and I started in a business where I had pretty much no passion or interest in the product. So I really want you to see that because I've made this work, you guys can totally do this. And so now fast forward a few years, we retired Mary from full-time work. We did that 2 years ago, so she doesn't have to work a job. We literally live each day at life on our terms. We get to wake up each day and decide what we want to do with our day. And that is what I totally believe life should be like. We've just done AIT. I've gone from not knowing who the hell to speak to in Arbonne, not having anybody to write down on my warm list of people to share this with, to now bringing in people from all over the world. I've sponsored people in Las Vegas, Hawaii, Vancouver, all sorts of different states all over in America, all through Instagram. And I'm going to share some of my absolute secret concepts behind that as well, and how that all became like possible for me. So that's a little bit of my story. And let me see where I've got up to here. So yeah, totally going Nation. Like, that's just going to be fun. And here's my thing. I want to make Nation look easy, because I think we get told so often that, oh, you got to work so hard and you got to bust your balls to go Nation, and you've got to be out every single night, and you've got to be this, you've got to be that. And guys, we should all be making this business look easy for people. I was chatting to Victoria McHugh. Some of you may know, most of you may know, a national vice president. And she shared something with me. This was the other day, and I really want to share this with you guys, just to take this as inspiration. So the month she went Nation, she didn't do a single DA. She didn't do a single product workshop. She watched 4 box sets of Desperate Housewives, and she smashed through Nation Qual about 5 days before the end of the month. So this is the inspiration. I want to make Nation look easy. And we can all do that. We can all absolutely do that. Now, I'm going to go into my training that I did at the road shows. And this is my 8 key points for success in Arbonne. These are the rules of success. And, I think it's so easy for us all to come into this business and to look at the RVPs and the MVPs and think, well, how did they become successful? What was it? Did they just get lucky? Did they have big networks? Did they have lots of people to speak to? Did they have particular skill sets? And here's what I learned when I was thinking like that. Success leaves clues. And when you do what successful people do, you give yourself a very strong opportunity to succeed. So Arbonne's not a game of chance. It doesn't matter what you come into this business with. We as RVPs didn't just get lucky and just get tapped by the magic Arbonne wand. I would bust that fable right now. There is no such thing as the magic Arbonne wand. So literally, all we did was apply these 8 principles to consistent income producing activity. And guys, I can promise you, when you do this, success, it's inevitable. It becomes predictable. So we call these rules for a reason, right? You have to follow them if you want to succeed. So my number 1 is be committed. Be committed. So if you're dabbling, you can absolutely expect a dabbler's paycheck. And if you're thinking, right, I want to see a return before I'm going to invest in my products, got it backwards. You've got to invest before you're going to see a return. So how many of you guys, for the ones that are on camera, see a show of hands, are in a job outside of Arbonne? Okay, so like half, a bit more than half. Okay. In your interview, when you went for that job, how would it have gone down if you'd said this? Well, I'm going to try and come to work most of the time. I mean, I'm pretty busy. And I'm really into Love Island right now. So, maybe the next couple of weeks are going to be a total write-off. Like, seriously, guys, this is what so many people are treating their Arbonne businesses like. The best thing about Arbonne is we're our own boss. The worst thing about Arbonne is we're our own boss. So you've got to be committed. You've got to be all in. And don't try to do Arbonne. Because when you try, it gives you the option of failing. You have to decide that you're going to do Arbonne. You have to commit. So here's how we do that. 3 things. By knowing your why, by knowing it's possible, and by knowing it's going to be worth it. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So, knowing your why, knowing it's possible, knowing it's worth it. We've got to have no excuses, a no excuses attitude. So that's number 1, committed. Number 2, you've got to be consistent. And this is the big thing. All of these are big things. Like I say, everyone, this is really important. They're all really important. So being consistent is so important, guys, because your life is going to become a product of the things you do most of the time. And this is why this is not down to chance. It's down to what you do. The biggest challenge for most people is the little voice in the back of your head that says, oh, you've had a tough day. Give yourself a break. Or, oh, you don't need to send all the messages today. Just catch up tomorrow. No. We've got to be consistent. So how many of you guys have got children? Can I see a show of hands? Again, most people. Awesome. A lot of mamas. Now, are you ever going to wake up one day, guys, and just turn over in bed and just say, do you know what? I think I'm going to take a day off of being a mum today. Like, do you know, kid, you just sort yourself out. You know, it's going to be okay. I'm just going to take the day off. It's never going to happen. Like, you may wish it. And me and Mary, we don't have kids yet, but this is an affirmation. So we are going to have children. This is not the affirmation. I'm totally dreading it. Everyone I speak to is like, don't ever have kids. But yeah, it's got to happen. Anyway, I digress. So my point here is, you guys have got to turn up to your business every single day and do your musts. And we all know our musts, don't we? Right? My daily musts are 10 asks a day as a minimum. Listening to 10 minutes of audio. Reading 10 pages of a personal development book. Posting on social media. And then reading my affirmations. And guys, you can make this fun, right? We have an amazing, and you guys are probably going to have the equivalent. We've got an amazing little success tracker. So make this fun. When you're ticking off all your things, give yourself a reward. You know, give yourself a pat on the back. And that's a big thing as well. That builds your confidence when you're actually able to hit that. So hitting that 100%, you're going to build a good outbound business. I can almost promise you that. So that's number 2, being consistent. Number 3 is be coachable. And you guys are all doing that because you're on the call. So super high five to you guys, like committed, love it. So one of the biggest benefits to Outbound is that there are like so many different success systems. You know, it's been done for us already. You know, we don't have to make this hard for ourselves by reinventing the wheel. So it's one thing to say you're coachable, but actually, are you? Because I thought I was coachable initially, and I realized that I totally wasn't, because there were so many things that my sponsor was saying. And I was like, well, do I really have to do that? So are you making those excuses? Or are you doing all of it? Are you attending every DA? Are you being consistent every day with your daily asks? Are you doing everything that Jade in the upline says you should do? Or just some of it? Because just some of it isn't being coachable. All of it is being coachable. And, you know, we say this for a reason, guys. We want to see you succeed in this business. So that's number 3, being coachable. Now, number 4, we must be persistent. And this one's my favorite. I have picked a favorite. This one's it. So coming into this business, I had literally 0 network, nobody to speak to, 0 skill set. I actually think I was in the minus figures for skill set. I totally sucked ass, wasn't pretty. So in my 2 other businesses, I spent practically 12 hours a day stuck behind this computer. And let me tell you, when you spend 12 hours behind a computer every day for a period of years, it does something to your social skills. Practically removed them. So joining Arbonne, my sponsor, Shara Meek-Myers, Executive Regional Vice President, said, Ben, I want you to start making a list of all the people you want to share this with. And I was like, right, okay. Mum, Dad, brother, and I'm starting to struggle already. So my warm list was literally 5 people. And of course, because I was so socially awkward, I spoke to them terribly. None of them joined. And, you know, I immediately thought, is this me going to be failing completely? So now, I mean, you've heard the story, what I've gone from and then to that. You're probably thinking, how on earth has he done that? Guys, it's all down to persistence. Persistence is my secret weapon, because there is no failure that persistence will not overcome. I didn't always know how I was going to build this business. I didn't always know how I was going to succeed. Most of the time, I didn't. I still don't know how I'm going to promote to nation, but I damn well know that I'm going to do it. So I just absolutely made a decision that I was going to keep going no matter what, regardless of what obstacles, until I hit my goals. And Literally, this is what I put all my success down to. And what's so special about this is that's it. Anybody can decide that. Any one of you guys on this call right now can make a decision that you guys are going to keep at this business because you know your why is worth it. Because you know your why is worth it. And, you know, I really truly believe that anybody that quits this business, they just simply don't know what the why is enough. And they don't believe that it's possible for them. So I want you to know that the more and more you spend time with people who've made this business work, the more and more you see success stories, the more and more you know it's possible for you. Because there are people, I can promise you, all over the world in your situation or in a worse situation that are smashing this. So I want you to have absolute belief that you can make this business work. Because as well, people are relying on you for you to show them that this works. So be the evidence to those people. So I encourage you today, decide you're going to persist until. Decide you are going to persist until, because your dreams are worth it. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was writing my dream list, so everyone that joins my team, they write a bucket list or a dream list when they start. I did this exact same thing. And I had a dawning reality that kind of came over me as I was writing this list. I knew of no other way to make all this stuff happen other than to make Arbonne work. I knew of no other way. So guys, let me ask you, do you know of any other way for you to hit your why, for you to hit your goals? Because for me, when that sunk in, I had a decision: give up on my dreams and just settle for a life of mediocrity and being average and, you know, convincing myself that I wasn't worth it, I didn't deserve it. Or absolutely go for this. Tell myself I do deserve it. Tell myself I believe I can make it happen. Tell myself I believe if I stick around enough and I commit to the daily activity that I will make this work. That is it. If you take nothing away from this call, other than if you persist until, you will make this business work. And it will work beyond your wildest dreams. So that's my number 4, be persistent. Get so passionate about that. Right, number 5, you've got to be growth oriented. Is it oriented or orientated? I never actually know which is which, or even if they're the same thing, or even if one is a completely made up word. Jade has no idea either. So, Jim Rohn said that to have more, you must become more. To earn more, you must deliver more value to the marketplace. So we never fail, we only ever succeed or learn. This is a real, such an important concept. So Edison, when he was inventing the light bulb, failed over 1,000 times. You know, and when he was asked how he felt about that, he was like, well, I've just figured out 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. Perfect. You know, he didn't throw himself a pity parties thinking, oh, I'm never going to make this work. Or, you know, the equivalent to our one is, oh, everyone's saying no. You know, you just got to go, okay, no, that's perfect. That person's right for them. Like where they are, it's perfect. And I'm going to keep going until I find a yes. So guys, stop taking the no's personally. Just get totally detached from the outcome. Be robotic. Share the information. That's all you're doing. And you can never control the outcome, right? If you're doing your best, the best you possibly can to share this information and share the business, that's it. It's in their hands. So what do you guys do daily to increase your value? What do you do daily to feed your mindset so that you can totally immunize yourself from the Debbie Downers, the mood hoovers, the dream stealers? Here's what I do. 15 minutes of audio, total must. And I do this first thing in the morning. So as soon as I wake up, and there's all sorts of science behind this, we're not going to go into that, but at the first thing in the morning, your subconscious mind is more susceptible to programming. So first thing I do, audio goes on. I'm listening to that. It's going into my brain. I'm feeding myself positivity. 10 pages of a book, also a total must. And you know, there are going to be plenty of people. Miracle Morning is so important. Absolutely, Jade. So many people that are going to think you're crazy. So many people that are going to ignore you. So many people that are going to say no. The only catch to Arbonne is you've got to accept a temporary dip of social esteem from ignorant people. I don't know about you guys, but if that's the cost of my dreams, I am totally willing to pay that price. Those people can continue to be ignorant until they're open-minded enough to check this out and then jump in and then succeed with us. So where am I? Here we go. So yeah, with your personal development, you guys are going to gain confidence. And you're going to begin to change the way you think about things. You're going to start to realize that the only person's opinion that really counts is your own. And when you start to do this, you start to become unstoppable. So next up, we have number 6, which is have vision. Our thoughts become our things, right? We all know this. The things we focus on will grow. So if you've ever felt stuck in this business, I can tell you why. You've lost your vision. Very simple. You've lost your vision. So if you've been district manager for a while, area manager for a while, and I can speak from experience because I stayed at area manager for 3 years. Wasn't exciting. And the reason was I got so caught up in the present reality of where I was rather than focusing on where I wanted to be. End of story. And it's really easy for you to fall into that because it's right in front of you. But only those who can see the invisible will achieve the impossible. So you've got to have a vision and you've got to work on it consistently, day in, day out. So how many people on the call all of a sudden started seeing way more white Mercedes when they started Arbon? Like they just turned up, didn't they? It's just like all of a sudden, where the hell did all these white Mercs come from? So they were always there, right? You just weren't looking for them. Now all of a sudden they're everywhere. So we could get really deep on this, but I want to recommend a book for all of you guys to read. This book is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And in this book, he basically talks about the science behind the law of attraction. So he talks about quantum physics, he talks about neuroscience, and how we can use those two sciences in a way to completely change our reality. His name is Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza with a Z. And the book is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Game changer. Game changer. So, just like the white Mercedes-Benz were always there, what if I was to tell you that the you of your future, that you envisage driving that white Mercedes, earning that cash bonus, being an RVP, also is already there as a potential reality? And that with your willful attention, your daily discipline, you can turn those visions into experiences in your life, because you can. This is exactly how the entire reality that we see in this world ourselves is created. You're going to learn how that works in that book. So I can't recommend it enough. So you've got to be clear on where you're going. Remind yourself of it daily. Imagine what it feels like to have achieved your goals. And that's going to work like a magnet, literally bringing that experience into your life. So that's our number 6. You've got to have vision. Now, number 7, you've got to take responsibility. I'm not going to talk too much on this because I think it's pretty straightforward. Basically, in any situation, you're either a victim or you're a leader. So don't be a victim. You've got to take ownership of your business. We are all a product of our decisions, not our circumstance. So don't wait for your sponsor to move before you move. If there's no DAs in your area, put them on. Lead yourself, lead your team, and know that it's on you, right? This life is 100% your responsibility. Nobody's coming to save you. Whenever you feel like moaning, just don't. Whenever you feel like moaning, don't. It doesn't serve anyone, and of everyone, it serves you the least. So, and this is perfect, right? This is absolutely perfect, because when you know it's down to you, it's great because you know that you're in total control of what happens next. So, number 8, we've got to be positive. This is a big one. We've got to be positive. This is a line for your notes. How you speak and feel about your business right now is an indication of what your next few months are going to be like in Arbon. How you speak and feel about your business right now is an indication of what your next few months are going to be like in Arbon. So if you're saying or thinking, this is hard, or I'm struggling, or no one's joining my team, guys, these are flipping affirmations. These are affirmations. Many of us literally speak failure across our businesses. So, if you're anything like me, you'll be like, well, that's reality. That's what's happening, Ben. So if you're thinking that, I'm with you. So how can we change this whilst maintaining integrity with ourselves? So your first step is you've got to get really aware of your thoughts, what you think about this business. If you feel you need help with something, you need to say, I could use a little help with this, not I'm struggling. That word should be banned. Literally, you should never, ever, ever say you are struggling, because what are you telling yourself? You're telling yourself you're not making it. You're telling yourself you're struggling. Don't ever say that, please. I used to say it so much. I'm like, I can't find anyone to speak to. I don't know how I'm going to speak to people. I'm rubbish at speaking to people. Of course, I continue to be rubbish because that's what I was telling myself. Oh dear. So you've got to find a way to positively frame the things. And, I want to help you do this right now. And this goes a little bit back to vision. So you want to start, don't just describe your current reality. Describe what you want things to be like. Instead of no one's responding, I'm going to message enough people until someone responds. I'm going to tweak my message until I get it right. Instead of my team aren't doing anything, I'm excited to sponsor new amazing people that are going to light a fire in my business. Instead of everything is quitting, and I stuck with this one for so long. Everyone is quitting. My business is a revolving door. I'm putting them in, they're going straight back out. Constantly. So instead, guys, it is the people who are meant to be in this business with me are going to go all the way to the top with me. That's so powerful when you shift from that. So give your focus to the solution, not to the problem. So any of you guys have ever felt like you've been failing at your business at one time or another? Like I felt a failure for so long. Let's take a minute, because whenever you feel like a failure, of course you're going to keep getting that. So let's redefine for a second. And this single moment here could be the part that everything changes for you. Let's redefine for a second what it means to be successful in our one. Because in my book, guys, you guys are all absolute winners for just being here, for being committed to this business, for saying yes to it. When many people aren't even open enough to hear about it. When other people are sat on the couch watching Love Island, you're on this call. You are leagues and leagues ahead of so many people who will never, ever even be open-minded enough to take a look at this business. So you guys are all winners. You are not struggling at this business. You are not failing at this business. You are winning at this business. And, I think one of the greatest shifts for me was looking back at how far I came. So, it's so easy to get caught up in where you are and, you're focusing on your future, but you've got to have gratitude for where you are and how far you've come. So remember back to that day you joined. Haven't you guys got so much to be grateful for? Look at all the stuff you've learned. Look at all the amazing people you've met. Think about all the inspiring conversations you've had. Think about all the incredible books you've read. Think about all the amazing trainings you've had. Every single time I think of this, it fills me with emotion, with gratitude, with positivity, with love. So, this is such a special journey, and it will be for every single one of you. And, one day you're going to look back at this day, months or years from now, when you're all national vice presidents, and you'll think, wow, look at how far I've come from then. So, I want all of you guys to put your chins up. You are independent consultants with this business. You are working on your best life. You are worthy of success. You deserve success, and you will ultimately create success when you stick to those 8 key things. So I just want to say, I've got to shoot now. I'm doing an interview with Sarah Law. That's going to be fun. So I just want to say I have humongous respect for every single one of you, just for saying yes to this business. You guys are absolutely my people. I love what we're creating. I love being part of this. I love the opportunity that Jade's given me to share this with all of you guys. So I want you to smash this. Hold yourself accountable. Go out there and crush it. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Ben. I know you've got to go super quick, but I just want to say how excited I am about that book that you mentioned. I didn't even take a note of that, whether you mentioned that at the roadshow, and also just that speaking positively, how you speak and feel about your business right now is an indication of how the next few months are going to be in Arbonne. That's so
powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. You go. I know you've got to go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you later, guys.
Bye-bye.